It's your old pal Foggy here. Oh yeah, it's another episode of Crafting with Foggy. And looky there, there's that little yellow bird down there. You think she'll let you do some crafting while she's out? Oh man, I don't know, man. There she is. She loves her little ball. Well, Foggy, do you want to stick around for this? No, I'd rather not see it, man. Yeah, it's been a few days since we've been crafting. I'm gonna put you over here, Foggy. All right, it has been a few days since I've crafted any on this Foggy clone puppet. One reason I have been doing another puppet, so I made another puppet in a very similar style to Foggy. A few things different, but allowed me to test out a few things and make sure of a few things. So, here she is. She is done. Hello! Yes, that's how she talks. So, she is a wonderful little goblin puppet. She has a tail like Foggy. Her legs are a little wider than Foggy, so I tested out that leg size, and I found they would be too wide for the Foggy clone, but they're great for her legs, so they work great. And so there's some things too. This being a different kind of material here worked a little different on this jaw, and it has a little different bend in here, but anyway, I think maybe I made one little mistake on this head too. So this was a little practice for me, but it did. I do like this puppet. She's I haven't figured out her name yet, but it did help me figure out a few things. So I'm gonna put her on her stand. Let's grab her stand. Okay, so we'll put her on her stand. When you're taking a puppet off, don't usually like to show it on camera because it looks like you're choking the puppet, but I do support the base of the neck and the head and slip it off that way. Instead of grabbing the top where the horns and the eyes and stuff are, I try to support it under here like that when I'm slipping it off. So anyway, there she goes on her stand like that. So display is important to consider how you might display a puppet when you get done with it. Some kind of audio visual stand, and it adjusts super quick here. I found this one at I think at one of the local thrift stores for just a couple bucks. So you can just keep your eye out when you go to the thrift stores. If you're into puppets, keep my eye out for puppet stands. So yeah, should be displayed. I also like to make custom stands for my puppets, so I'll do that sometimes with a wood base and put places for the rods to be inserted into and displayed in a certain pose. So that's fun to do. Anyway, let's take a look at what we're going to do now. Horns. And here we have our Foggy clone. So we are going to turn this inside out.
And we're going to try to figure out where these horns need to go. So we'll be looking at Foggy 2 in a minute and trying to figure this out. So I'm going to take this piece of foam out of here and set it aside. I'm going to be cutting some holes for the horns in here, and then I'm going to slip them inside and sew them up from the side here. So they'll be inside here, being sewed on the inside out. So we never know exactly, are they going to wind up correct inside there or not? We're just kind of taking it's a little bit of a guess. But we'll see if we can get it or not. All right, I'm going to measure this out, figure out where it needs to go.
Okay, so I'm looking at the shape of this horn, and so I patterned here what I think will be the shape I need to cut out. So I can see it needs to go. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna trace this where I think it needs to go. There, right there. Okay, I'm gonna hold it right there. I'm gonna trace that. Okay, I think if I cut those out right there, that might be good for horn placement. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check a few more, maybe a few more times.
Okay, I'm gonna very carefully.
I cut this.
Always make sure you have a extremely sharp new blade when you're doing this so that you don't have to apply very much pressure to get it to cut through. That way you're only cutting through just the very top edge with that very sharp knife, and you're not cutting through stuff underneath. They're not sewed in yet. They're just stuck in those holes there, but not bad. Here you can see I've turned the puppet wrong side out, and I'm inserting that horn in there in the correct direction and hopefully trying to get it lined up correctly. I did wind up going back and putting in a few extra little stitches. I'm gonna try to line that part up to that part there with the first stitch, and getting it pinned for just at least a few stitches here is important. Sewing it, I'm trying to keep it aligned here as I sew. I just sew around it with kind of a loose whip stitch, and then when I get back to where I started, I sew the other direction with another whip stitch, and that really, even though they're a little bit looser, it's double, and it really captures that edge, those two edges together nicely. So you can see there I've got my chopstick tool in my hand, and I'm just poking the fur down, and I just keep having to readjust. It's a lot of adjustment as you go, and relining things up. I suppose if I pin some things, this might be a good time to do it. But again, I'm not using pins. I'm just using these little quilting clamps, and coming around stitch by stitch. It's a slow process. And the next step I will do after these horns will be putting the eyes on. And then I won't have to really turn it inside out anymore after that, except for at the bottom to put the legs and tail on. So it's coming along. All right, let's see what it looks like now. We've put those horns in there. Everything I install, like the horns and the arms and the legs and things, I leave access to, so I can add stuffing or take it away or change it if I need to. So here we go.
Put that foam back up in there. We got something that might work here. I might pull this one down a little bit here. There's some stitches we could put in the outer side of those to pull them down a little bit. I think I'm gonna try that. See if that helps.
Looks pretty good.